Hey everyone, welcome back. So in honor of the new Coral Viper update, we wanted to find a replay highlighting some of the new battle groups and the balance and gameplay changes that we've seen. And so what we've got for you today is exactly that. We got a 1v1 between Reakly, who's the number 7 ranked Wehrmacht player. He's from Lithuania, playing as kind of the meta build for Wehrmacht, up against Oziligath, a French player, number 26 with the Brits, playing as the new Australian Defense Battlegroup. To help me cast, I've got my buddy Garrett from the channel TurtleBoy on here helping me do some analysis. As always, we'll do a build order rundown and match analysis at the end. Timestamps below. I hope you enjoy. Hey everyone, I got my boy Garrett, aka TurtleBoy, with me here during the cast. How you doing this morning, man?
Doing great. Happy to be back.
Yeah. This is going to be exciting. So obviously the new update just came out. Both guys immediately locked in their commanders. You got Reakly going breakthrough, and then you've got Oziligath already going for the Aussies, and he's got his first squad of kangaroos out on the cutoff here. I have only been able to play a couple of games. I've heard some mixed things about the Aussies, but in my experience, they've been pretty strong. So I wanted to find a good game with these guys. What have you seen so far with Coral Viper?
Yeah, I've seen the Aussies are very strong, and I think what a lot of people, the misconception is they think they're there to replace the main line like sections, but they're a scout unit, just like a 4-man Pathfinders. You know, they're not there to build three squads and have them take on the full army. So I think I'm thinking Oz, this dude's a good player. He's probably gonna fill out his main line with sections or other units, and maybe get 1 or 2 of these Aussie squads, but they're very powerful once they get vetted up.
Yeah,
they really shine late game.
So he's already built one of the Samvar walls, which, you know, sandbag cover with some wire on it, with the kangaroos out over here taking their fuel. He has a Vickers out to support him, a second squad of kangaroos coming on the field, and then on the west, he's got his sappers capping up. Meanwhile, Reakly, he's got his Kettenkrad out. He's got a couple of Grenadier squads. They've also, I found Grenadiers have been really strong since the update.
Yeah, the buffs to them have been amazing. They perform so much better now.
Did they buff their health? Because it feels to me, or it has felt like they're much more durable than I remember them being.
I don't think they did, but they might. It might just be the fact that ability it's better now. They seem to. I need to go back and look at the patch notes, but they buffed, I think, their accuracy or something like that.
Yeah, I know they buffed their close range damage, but they just don't seem to drop models as fast as I remember.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we've got him going with the Assault Grenadiers MP40 upgrade, and these Grenadiers in the center. And then, so this is going to be our first confrontation here over the cutoff. I feel like the Aussies in this defensive position should do fairly well against these Grens, but they're going to get past the machine guns arc, so this should be interesting.
Using that sprint ability to run right through the arc, that was perfect.
Yeah. So decent push. He's forced the machine gun to rotate a couple times, but he's not going to take the cutoff. Although the Kettenkrad on the side here capping the fuel. Good map control so far with Reakly and good pressure.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Wehrmacht players are doing this now. They're getting out 2 to 3, you know, squads of Grenadiers, getting MP40s on them, and they're a lot stronger now. You can use this build with some success.
Yeah. So Oz is trying to kind of keep his army together, doing a pretty good job. Reakly spreading him out, which I appreciate. Like, that's really good and really annoying 1v1 play. And then, interestingly, Oz has got a flamethrower on his sappers, probably to deal with all the different garrisons. That runs the risk with a Kettenkrad out there if you're coming across a couple mines early.
Yeah, and he's been really annoying with that cat, and he's just keeps capping the whole south side of the map with that.
Yeah, and he's going to continue to harass. Hasn't been able to decap anything, but he's going to keep Oz moving around, make it really difficult for him to set up any sort of defensive position here. Now you got an MG42 coming up.
If he closes the gap with those Royal Engineers, he could do some damage to those Grens.
especially once they're suppressed. This MG42 is going to throw this engagement, and it looks. Oh man!
So many grenadiers.
Yeah. Yep. They're so much more durable now. Kettencraw is going to decap this fuel, and with MG42 moving up, this does not bode well for Oziligath. And Oz, I apologize if I mispronounce your name. I keep thinking it's Oziligath, you know, the town from Lord of the Rings. And so I keep reading it wrong. Humber coming out for Oz here, and that should help. Even though the
that should really help.
Yeah, Grenadier.
You can keep that at a distance.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Well, they get a range bonus to the Panzerfaust with veterancy, but the suppression helps save the Humber there. Looks like he's going to chase these Grens down. Other Grens coming up to support. Oh, yeah.
He might be able to get it.
Oh, down to 1. But he does force the MG42 to retreat. And you got to imagine he's going to end up chasing the Kettencraw here with the Humber. Yep, there it is.
Yeah. But this gives him some breathing room. He needs to cap up, maybe lay some mines, something to get rid of that Ketten being pesky in the bottom. Unfortunately, the Aussie light sections, they can't place mines, but they can build defenses. They just can't place mines. They're not exactly an equivalent to like the Coastal Reserve squads or something like that.
Yeah, they're definitely better in combat, especially as they scale. But yeah, they're like a weird hybrid unit, right? Like a specialty infantry unit with some extra defensive capabilities.
Yeah.
Here you called it. Oz got the an infantry section out.
There we
so
go.
A little bit more utility. Looks like going for the Luftwaffe company and getting the upgrade now. So we'll expect to see a Wirbelwind from Reakly. You know, fairly meta play. I think, you know, that with the Grenadiers being as strong as they are, do you really need Jaegers? Right? Like, if they scale better and they have more utility again with the snares and the grenades, I wonder if we're going to see less Jaeger
not
play.
really, yeah. I'd say you don't need them, especially if you go, you can skip. Or did he already build the Luftwaffe building?
Yeah, and he's teching it up.
I was gonna say you could skip that completely and just go for the next building and get like a pack out if you're that worried about tanks.
Oh, these Grens are going to get punished for that Faust. And he got Boys AT on that infantry section. Looks like a little bit of a misclick over here in the east. The Aussies left the fuel without finishing the cap, so it's going to take them a little bit longer to get out. But you got an AT gun coming for Oz. So he's got a decently balanced army here.
He does. I'm wondering why he threw the boys' rifles on before he even saw anything yet, though. It could have been better. If he was going to get a 6-pounder anyways, he could have waited to see if the boys' rifles were really necessary to put on.
Yeah, I think he's probably just nervous that at the 8-minute mark, without any sort of hard AT, he probably felt like he needed something. And to be honest, the infantry section, especially once you get the training, infantry training upgrade, even with the boys AT rifles, they still are plenty hardy in an infantry fight. So interesting back and forth. I think Reakly's done a good job of trying to keep Oziligath on the back foot, but he hasn't been able to close anything out or really force any mistakes. And that Humber has done a good job providing some value and buying some breathing room.
And here comes the Warble.
Here it comes. So this is a good use of the smoke from the Humber.
And you know, we haven't seen any, I mean, we've seen some models drop, but we haven't seen a full squad die yet. No wipes. Kenton's still alive. Humber's still alive.
Yeah, play's been very clean. And now he sees the Warble. Alright, AT
He's
gun
got the
coming up.
AT gun right coming. There we go. And the boys' rifles.
He just tech for Stewarts as well.
I think that's a good counter to this volume of infantry, of grenadiers. You're going to need something to really chase those down. The Humber's good at pushing them away, but as we saw earlier, it struggles to really wipe them on a chase like that. Yeah. But a Stewart can do that.
And the Stewart will reliably pen the Wirbelwind as well. which that AT gun did some work, and they're going to have to repair it. These Grens, they can probably sit in this cover and cap, even with the Humber right there, without a whole lot of risk.
The Humbers are risky play. I love getting them out because they do so much work from this 5 to 10 minute mark. But at a certain point, once he techs all the way up, he's going to have to withdraw and refit that, because you need that fuel and that manpower back to get another Crusader or a Grant or something like that.
Especially with the lack of fuel control that he's had. And here you got another mine going down in the middle. Yeah, that's what, like, if I'm him, I'm getting another sapper out with mine detectors, because with that crowd rolling around, they're just going to be mines everywhere.
He just keeps dropping them. He's dropped, one on the victory point, one of the munitions. They're all over the place. Yep.
Here comes another push in with the Assault Grenadiers. Yeah, these guys feel way more viable than they did in the previous patch.
Yeah, I'm looking at the patch notes right now, and it says the accuracy was increased. There was some reductions to the munitions cost for some things, but it doesn't seem to have changed their health or target size or something like that. But I'm wondering if that was like a shadow buff or something.
Yeah. So Stewart on the field as well now. Pushes the Whirlwind back a little bit. And Reakly's going to retreat his Grenadiers. Yeah.
Boy section hit the mine, but only dropped one model. That's Ruckus smiling down.
Yeah, that's the recent update as well. They damaged, capped the 2 models now for infantry.
Aussie section's going to hit the other one.
Yeah, at some point it starts getting expensive finding mines. Oh, a Martyr in the back to help out and counter the Stewart. Oh, this Stewart might go down here to this Martyr. Doesn't move. Yeah. And there it goes. Just caught out of position and low health. It's unfortunate.
In the south, he had a separate Australian light section hit another mine, and he had to retreat. He's just getting tore up by these mines.
Yeah, the Prod's Vet 3. A Flak 30 out for Reakly as well, which is another good counter to the Humber and the Stewarts if they come out. I think it pens fairly reliably, the Stewart. Not a hard counter, but enough to force it off.
We got a little ambush on these, the Garrison MG in the middle.
Oh man, they're one burst. And there they go.
You gonna get it?
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
God, that's so satisfying. The little flamer burst to knock out the MG42. Another AT gun coming out to counter the vehicle play.
Along with a second orbital win.
This is smart. The Aussies in the infantry section engaging these Grenadiers at long range with the MP40 upgrade. Haven't seen the upgrade package on the Kangaroo infantry yet. These
he's got one of them with it.
There it is. Yep.
It's just so expensive. It's hard to justify that munitions cost. 80 munitions.
Oh, one Warble goes down to the second AT gun. The second one on the field. It's going to take some damage, but it's going to be able to back away. Humber pushing away a Grenadier squad. Really impressed with Oziligath's ability to maintain, keep the map wide and maintain some control, despite the fact that he's getting pushed on multiple angles, especially with the multiple Warbles on the field. Oh, that's dangerous.
He's got to get that boy section out of there.
That was close. Oh, this Humber's got to be careful. The Grenadiers got a buff to their Panzerfaust range, so that's much more dangerous than it looks. Even trying to kite them.
I feel like that Humber's been in perpetuity, just up there near that high fuel fighting these Grens, but he might get a wipe.
Yeah, the Bren infantry section with the Bren, there it is. Man, British infantry, very, very strong now. Now
and Oz was able to recrew that demand AT gun in the middle. So we still got 2.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about this map being so relatively small and close. Oh, he got a 2-pounder AT gun out. Interesting. So it seems to be doing fairly well, even against some of the more medium tanks. Definitely fine against this Martyr. And like you pointed out, I think the last time we casted this map, Martyr attacking the building to try to force the kangaroos away. Yeah, that 2-pounder AT gun with the high fire rate, it should pen the Martyr just fine. So
yeah,
I think
it'll have no problem.
Yeah, 40 fewer manpower than the regular AT gun. I think that's the smart play.
And if he's able to get it vetted up and use the target weak point on a Whirlwind, that could make a Whirlwind a very juicy target for the 2-pounder or for the 6-pounder.
Good positioning on this 6-pounder. Oh, that's a good engagement for Oz here. He's going to start pushing the Wehrmacht back. They got another Whirlwind out. So it looks like, if I had to guess, Reakly is going to lean into these Whirlwinds until it's time to get a Tiger out.
Whirlwind took a couple shots from those AT guns. He's very close.
Yeah, little flank on the Humber from these Grenadiers. It's going to use his special ability to do some additional damage to them, and it'll stay away, but they're going to apply some pressure to these AT guns. Oh, nice reface on the Vickers to suppress.
He could get a wipe here if he doesn't retreat those Prince soon. Okay, he got him out.
Smoke coming in? No, incendiary run. Ooh. He may
One
wipe
more
those.
shot could do some damage, especially with those boys' rifles.
Whirlwind's going to drive away. Oh, and they lost the 2-pounder.
Oh no.
Oh, good engagement for Reakly there.
Captured. We're holding.
But the Humber's going to get away.
Push with the Whirlwind.
Yeah, good use. Good flank with the Grenadiers. Good use of the incendiary. Yeah. Oh no, this boys section is going to go down here.
Oh.
And a second Whirlwind. Whirlwinds are at low health, but doesn't really matter. The hard counters are off the field. There they go. One just got picked up. Doesn't look like it's going to be able to get any shots off.
Facing the wrong way.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. These Grenadiers are going to push it off and probably steal this 6-pounder. Yep.
But in the middle of all that, Oz was able to cap some points down south. He's getting fuel control back.
Yeah.
So, and Reakly is now struggling for fuel. He only has around 60. He's going to need to tech up soon or get some heavy tanks out there, because I'm assuming Oz probably has quite a bit of fuel at this point.
Oh man, Reakly going for a third Whirlwind. Yeah, what is the play here for Oziligath? I mean, I feel like an Archer against 3 Whirlwinds, probably not the right call unless you can keep them in front of you.
Yeah. If you're able to get something, either a couple Crusaders, do some hit and runs, or if you have enough fuel to get a Grant out. A Grant would beat out all of this. As long as you can isolate that Martyr and not have it get some flanks on the Grant.
Well, he's finally building his tank headquarters here. It looks like Whirlwind's going to challenge this Sapper squad repairing and capping at the same time down in the south. The AT guns are out of position, so this could end poorly. Humber is going to eat a bunch of damage.
He's turned the AT gun.
Oh,
He's getting a couple
the
shots.
pathing, it almost got away, but it went the other way around the rock. Ooh, AT gun's really solid penetration. I'd say trading a Humber for Warble would be okay, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to capitalize. MG gun and infantry sections working through the middle. So good counterpunch here. Yeah, this Whirlwind on the side is going to limp its way back. Although with the Kettenkrad now, Reakly has both fuels.
And these Whirlwinds, they're all pretty damaged. Reakly only has 1 Pioneer squad, so they're slowly getting healed. And that Pioneer squad also only has the Flamin' Warper. It doesn't have the hazard removal package, so it's very slow at upgrade or at healing.
Yeah, you know what would be awesome right now? Would be a Wrecker. But Wehrmacht doesn't have it, so it looks like he's just gonna have to pump out more Pioneer squads. Which he's got the manpower to do. You know, Breakthrough Battlegroup. They don't have access to any rapid repair. The nice thing about Mechanized Assault in the Mechanized Commander is it repairs while you move. opportunity to use that if your pioneers take a bunch of casualties.
Reakly trying a small flank while with a push in mid at the same time.
Yeah, those grenadiers are gonna have to abandon that. MG's in a good spot here. AT guns in the rear. It's a really solid push here from these Warbles.
He's got two pounders though. And he needs to focus fire on the single Warble when he's sharing shots between both.
Yep. And more incendiary bombs coming in. There we go. A Crusader just in time. That Crusader
can take out both of these.
Oh, that's going to save the day here. One more shot. There it is. 2 Warbles.
Wow. Risky push. Didn't pay off.
Yeah.
I don't think, did he take out anything there?
There was an infantry section with a Bren that's gone now.
Oh, there is. Yeah, where the hell did that go?
Oh, rest in peace. I didn't see it for sure. 1 Warble still in the back, 1 Martyr, or 2 Martyrs now, an AT on a flak. That was a big swing. And if Oziligath can capitalize on that, like if you just look at we'll do the tack map here, you see Reakly's all bunched up in the center, and Oziligath is doing a good job capping on this on Oziligath. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna call you Oz. I keep
doing the same thing. I'll go back and forth. Also, that Bren section, it's now the boys section. When you upgrade infantry section to Bren, only one of the weapon swap slots get taken up. So
gotcha.
He picked up the previously dropped boys AT rifle. So now it's a combo section.
So even more. Oh, look at these mines going down. Mines from Oz, and then now mines from the Kettengrad.
He's going to try to hunt down this Ketten with the Crusader.
Yeah.
Oh. Did that Ketten just hit its own mine?
No, it hit one planted by Oz on the side, and so the Crusader should be able to run it down. He's got Martyrs coming over to support it, so if the Crusader dives too hard, it's going to end up paying for it. One thing I wanted to point out over in the center, these 2 pounders are spread out, which now that he's seen the incendiary bombing runs a couple of times, that's really important to keep them alive in the event of like a large push. So smart play there. I know it's really tempting to like group up AT guns and they end up being very clumped together. Something I'm guilty of for sure. All right, now we've got a session.
Now he's moving the AT guns north. He's noticed all the 3 Martyrs.
Yeah, and those AT guns are a great counter to the Martyr. You've also got foot guards coming out now. These are also solid counter to the Martyrs there. So I think he's definitely playing this right for the long game. VP's actually in Oz's favor.
Whirlwind is right in between 2 AT guns and the foot guards.
And the foot guards. And that Martyr is going to eat a couple of AT gun shots. So, yeah, still just the 1 Pioneer. And Reakly's already back to repairing his vehicles here. He just unlocked the Archer Tank Destroyer. That in the back with some Crusader support, that thing is an absolute savage. They're like Martyrs on steroids. They hit so hard.
Yeah, those things, they slap across the map.
I love the sound of it too. When you hear it, like there's no mistaking what that is. Trying to harass with the Crusader. He's going to run into these 2 Martyrs. This might be problematic.
This will be.
And,
yeah, there we go.
And the Faust. Oh, man.
That's a Crusader down. He's not getting out of there. He needs to rotate those 2 pounders quick.
And there it goes.
Nope.
The 2 pounders are going to rotate on the flank of the Martyrs, but I don't think they're going to get that across. Another Crusader out immediately. Foot guards are here, flanking the machine gun and the flak. Oh, grenades onto the machine gun, but it's going to get away. And the Crusader's here to cover. Foot guards holding their own against this Whirlwind. That was a good call, checking to the foot guards. Because Whirlwind can't just dive them the way it dives other infantry units, even the boys.
And they're so tough. they're all around just a great unit.
Yeah, where they start to lose it is when you get a couple models dropped, they lose their anti-infantry power. But other than that, especially with the staggered rocket ability, they do a lot of work. Cool.
Oh, and they almost got the
Vet 3 Kettenkrad. Yep, that's smart to retreat them. Oz now swinging around the west side of the map with the Crusader. Martyrs are going
to
to push
be wary of those martyrs, so he's pulling up, letting a shot off, and then getting out of there.
Yeah, his AT guns are in the back healing, so he really can't. He has nothing to really support this Crusader against them.
I'm surprised at this point both of the Aussie sections are only Vet 1, but they've been on up there. They go Vet 2.
Yeah.
Now that I was speaking of them, they're both at the same time.
I wonder if he
just finished
the infantry
training.
It read my mind. Yep. It's a little mind-blowing to me that the infantry training not only improves the performance of the infantry, but also basically grants them a veterancy level. You'd think it would be one or the other. Oh, the boys' rifle's going to go for the Kettenkrad here. And I think Reakly sees it.
He needs to get rid of that thing. It's causing havoc.
Oh, this Crusader needs to get out. Oh, ridiculous shot. That Martyr might go down to the AT guns. And there it goes. And those 2-pounders.
The range. Wow.
And the rate of fire. Man.
The Ken and the sections are doing a little game of cat and mouse up north. They just came back to cap the victory point and then pulled out again.
Well, and you understand why Reakly's a little bit worried about VP pressure now. He's down to 100 victory points. And with the AT guns, he's being kind of zoned out. Oz has done a great job keeping the flank VPs covered. Here's a squad of Jaegers out now. I wonder what the thought process is there. Is he going to go for Shreks for some additional, like, more mobile AT?
Yeah, there's the Shrek, and he's probably hoping he can catch. He can just cover his flanks and not have to rely on the martyrs as much, because that one Jaeger Shrek will take care of a Crusader.
Crusader looked like it wanted to go for the Whirlwind and then thought better of it. Just smart, because you got 2 martyrs coming in, as well as the Panzerfaust. He's got a couple of 2-pounders in support. This could be a decisive engagement here. If these martyrs go down,
doing some heavy damage. Then the Warble's coming in.
Yeah, Crusader's going to get away, though. Meanwhile, you've got foot guards and boys AT rifles flanking the machine gun in the middle. Oh, and that's a good move. That's going to push off Reakly and force him to pull all the way back to risk getting flanked. You got another Crusader coming out for Oz. And it's starting to feel like critical mass. Oh, this flag.
The flag's about to go down.
Oh, it's hanging on.
2 health and 9 health on both those models left. Wow.
Yeah. But it looks like Oz is going to cap up the center here. They're going to contest it. Martyr's coming in to take shots at the Crusader. But AT guns in the flank, and they're going to have to back away. Man, this is going to be tight. Neither one of these guys really given away too many big losses, and so this is going to continue to come down to the back and forth and the VPs.
Yeah, I think one of the big difference makers right now is that Reakly doesn't have 3 Whirlwinds anymore. He's lost too many of them. He could really have, if he kept those alive right now, would be a lot different.
Are they 70 fuel apiece?
I think so.
I think they're 300 manpower and 60 fuel. Yeah, so 3 of them, that's 180. There's your Tiger.
Yeah. I can't still watch.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The Kangaroos counter-capping, though. And these Crusaders they're actually a good counter to the Martyrs in the infantry, right? Because they can move around. The Martyrs are just not as mobile, and so the Martyrs are going to struggle countering them. Well, I say that
Crusader
might go down in the middle here, but the AT gun's up in support.
They did take down a martyr too. They're about to take down the second martyr.
Oh, machine gun barely survives. Yep, and that martyr does go down.
So now he's all relying on Panzerfaust and this 3-man Jaeger Shrek squad.
Yeah, and the G-Pounder flanking. This Whirlwind's done here. Oof.
Wow.
There we go. There's the surrender. All right, everyone. We're back. I'm here with Garrett, aka TurtleBoy or Turtle War, if you've seen his channel. So just like we always do a quick build order recap, and then we'll do some analysis for you. So first, you got Oziligath, the French player, playing as the Brits, the Australian Defense Battlegroup. Starts with his sapper, got 2 Aussie light infantry and a Vickers machine gun out early. Then he went Humber into some infantry sections, and then a Stuart. He built a 6-pounder AT gun, and then he ended up calling in a couple more of the 2-pounders, and then transitioned to Crusaders with foot guards in the late game. Reakly, the Lithuanian player, playing as Wehrmacht in the Breakthrough Battle Group, he started with his Pioneer and his Kettenkrad, and then got 3 Grenadiers out, upgraded them with the MP40 assault package, a couple of MG42s. Then he went hard into 3 Whirlwinds, a Flak 30, 3 to 4 Martyrs. Eventually got a Jaeger squad out before he threw in the GG. So with that, just a quick build order breakdown. But as we were talking on the side here, Garrett had a couple of thoughts, so I'll kick it over to him for his analysis.
Yeah, it's really nice to see a match like this where the players they were reactive more than having a set, meta build order. You could see that the decisions they were making were based off what they were seeing on the field, and it's what kept this game so close the whole time. And it really was just a few bad pushes by Reakly that didn't go his way is I think what really turned it around for Oziligath.
Yeah, so good point. And I think, Oziligath recognized that he needed the mobility, right? So you see a lot of, with the Brits, you see a lot of the 6-pounders, you see the Matildas, but he leaned on the 2-pounders that you get from the Australian Battle Group, which were really, really effective. Like no problem penning the Martyrs, no problem penning the Whirlwinds. And so the extra fire rate probably actually turned some of those engagements. He did a good job keeping them spaced out. One thing I thought was interesting, right? Obviously, we didn't see the Archer tank destroyer. We didn't see the supply run. I expected to see the Kangaroo, the Aussie light infantry do more, and I think they were fine. But I think it's telling that Oz ended up going with a couple of infantry sections as well, middle of the game. Is there anything that you saw from the Aussies that surprised you?
Nothing that surprised me. He was using them more as I think is what their main purpose is as a scout, decap, recap, just annoy and stay alive. I mean, if you look at the Aussies, actually, the squad I'm looking at right now had 11 kills. The Kettenkrad from Reakly had 12 kills. So they're a very comparable unit, and that's what I want people to realize is they're not a section and they're not meant to go up against a Gren squad. Like, they're a scout unit. That's their purpose.
Yeah. And, we made the comment during the replay, it took them a while to get the veterancy. Their sharpshooter ability scales pretty heavily with that veterancy. And so I think when they start to get Vet 2, Vet 3, you can use them to kind of throw an engagement your way, right? So Stosstroop can come out or Panzer Grenadiers, something that the infantry sections would have a tough time dealing with. Bringing up the Aussies and using that ability to kind of immediately debuff them or drop a model, really helpful. Just not something we saw in this replay. The other thing I think that I wanted to highlight that we both noticed was neither side had minesweepers out, right? And so you got a Sapper and a Pioneer with a flamethrower. It can be tough. Everything, you're competing for manpower everywhere, but 12 kills on the Kettenkrad from laying mines. I know as soon as I see a Krad out, I'm getting a sweeper out. Yeah. Otherwise, pretty good game. Constant back and forth. Really intense. I'm glad I wasn't playing that. I probably would have been exhausted after about 6 minutes.
That's one of those you need a break after.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Garrett, thanks for coming, man. Really appreciate having you on. If you haven't checked out his channel, Turtle War, please do so. Link down below. And we will catch y'all in the next video.